Shalom, shalom, yes, the peace, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the due teacher, Ruel. Peace, love, and salutations to the hope of elect scattered abroad. I'm the brother, Chacham Maria, coming at you with another sit down. Lord's will is listen, be quick, edifying, and straight to the point. All right, just going into a mentality lesson. All right, as we understand, this man is set up this his beast system. All right, as we got the king over there in England has pretty much set up a digital life. He's not set up because it's been set up, but what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty much they're moving forward with this digital ID system, and he mandated the system to where now those citizens now have to begin the process of setting up a digital ID, and all of this is coming here to Babylon the Great. It's already, the infrastructure is already set up. All right, we're just waiting for that Black Swan event for them to use, and that chaos for them to use to bring in that the quote unquote order with this system, man. All right, because we know this devil with his he clearly, I don't want to butcher that up. Basically, order Abkeo, man. He's gonna bring order through the chaos. All right, these devils have a history of orchestrating chaos and bringing what they want throughout the through that chaos, bringing the order through it. All right, big example is 9/11. All right, that was a big inside job. All right, and that event served to take away your basically your right to privacy. These devils listening in on your calls, and it basically served to issue in a surveillance system. All right, just to give you a condensed version of it. All right, but nonetheless, we need to be cognizant. We need to be aware of what it is that's going on. We need to be aware of what it is this devil is really trying to do. All right, so therefore, you won't bow the knee to the image of Baal, and that we remain faithful to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. I was listening to the other lesson that the older brother Azmawath and Benaiah was doing about how everything is centered around how Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah centers everything around his son and the elect. And in the lesson they were going into how this RFID chip, the mark of the beast, is going to be your access key to this system. It's how you're going to be able to have access into the system and operate in this new system that they're setting up. All right, because we see that they're setting up these 10-minute cities. They got all these data centers trying to be erected everywhere. Or they're trying to digitalize the world. All right, this is a digital Rome that's being ushered in. All right, and for you to be able to buy and sell and all of that, you're gonna have to have that chip, man, in order to get medical attention, in order to basically to live life the way we're living now. You're gonna have to be entered into this digital system, man. That's how you're gonna buy food. That's how you're gonna do all your transactions. They're trying to track and control everything. All right, you may make money on the side by cutting yards. Or they can't track them paying you $7,500 in cash for doing that service. All right, but with this system, they can track that. They can tax that. They want full, complete control of everything, man. They want to be like the Most High. That's the vain thing that they have in their hearts. We're going to get in Psalms 2. All right, a good interview to watch is that interview with Alex Jones and Aaron Russo, man. I suggest you guys go and watch that if you're able to, if you can find it. But nonetheless, let's get into the scriptures. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. It says that he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And we see all that, the system of that being set up right now. As you have Elon Musk that already has that Neuralink, the brain chip, all that is already set up. People have already been getting it. I saw a video of this guy, I believe it was up north, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but on the job he was using his chip to buy something out the vending machine. He clocks in, all of that. And that's another thing. These jobs are going to be able to surveillance you a whole lot more with these chips inside of you, man. And they can see how many times you go to the bathroom. They can see what your production looks like, man. These devils are going to have full, complete control over everything. That's what they want. And the Lord is going to allow them to fill their belly to a degree. All right, not fill their belly, but He's going to allow them to to execute this to a certain point, because it's going to serve as judgment for you Jakes that get it, because there's no repentance for anyone that gets that. And not just Jake, even though this is called Jacob's trouble, because Jake is ultimately the target, but this is to come upon all the world. And it's going to serve to judge those who get it. Verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, I'm going to get that in verse 16 again. It says that he causeth all. All right, when it says causeth, it means he's putting you in a position to where you have no choice but to get it. These devils have hoarded all the resources to themselves, the food, the water. All right, they're going to have all the money. All of that is going to be tied to them in this digital system. So they're going to bring the squeeze, all right, in order for you to, you're going to have to comply. Otherwise, you're going to have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Be cast out from society, man. You're going to be off the grid. And you're not going to be able to have access to these particular things. You're not going to have access to water. You're not going to have access to food, shelter, all of that, man. And all of this is prophecy being fulfilled. All right. Rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand. All right. So it doesn't matter if you're rich in this world, if you have nothing. All right. If you quote unquote free, if you in the prison system, it doesn't matter, man. You're gonna have, in order to be identified and to receive access to certain goods, the goods in general, you're gonna have to receive this mark, man. All right. Jump down to verse 18. It says, "Here is the wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666." All right, this is the number that's constantly being tied to this, man. Anything that goes on in the news, whatever have you always see 6 people this, 6 people that. All right, but this number is constantly tied to this devil. All right, but when you get into it, when you get into that barcode, right, it has the actual number 666 on it. All right, but I'm not get too deep into that right now. All right, I'm gonna get the Book of Psalms. This is the vain thing that this devil is imagining. All right, the book of Psalms chapter 2, verse 1, it says, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine the vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah, against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast their cords from us." But get the NLT, it says, "The kings of the earth prepare for battle." Like just a couple years ago, we saw these people we saw Trump create a space force before he left office a few years back. All right, what the hell you think that's for, man? Like, these people are preparing to fight the Lord. As you had Ronald Reagan all those years ago say, suppose we are invaded by some outer threat or whatever, however he said it. Will we not all then drop our differences and unite and fight this alien threat? All right, so they've been knowing what's up, man. Not to mention, Trump has released the UFO files, man. All right, and they trying to say that they're trying to give the script to these pastors and all that on telling them what they can and can't say, man. They're trying to control the narrative, but they can't. Or they're gonna lose control. The Lord is bringing about the destruction of this dude, man. All right, so they have a vain thing. They're gonna try and fight the Lord, man, as the scripture says. All right. The kings of the earth prepare for battle. All right, they're gonna try and fight to keep their blessing, man, but they're gonna lose miserably. All right, it says the rulers plot together against the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah and against his anointed one, which is Yahweh Shah, and the elect. It says, let us break their chains, they cry, and free ourselves from slavery to Yahweh Shemel Shah, because as it's written in Revelation 13 and 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. They understand what awaits them after this, after their kingdom goes down, man. All right, they understand that they're the first fruits of slavery. Verse 4, it says, "He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh; the Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them with his sword displeasure." Or the Lord is going to bring all manner of holy hell on these devils, man. Like, he's going to cause their greatest fears to come about on them, man. It says, "Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion." That's talking about Yahweh Shah. And that holy hill of Zion, hill and mountains means government, man. All right, so Yahweh Shai has been set on top of the government of Zion, and that government is going into the elect. All right. Verse 7 says, I will declare the decree, the Lord Yahweh Shai have said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. And that's what's taking place right now. These devils are putting themselves in position to be ultimately judged by Yahweh Shai. And what they're trying to execute is a very wicked and vain imagination. It's gonna cause him to be broken and cut asunder and placed under Yahweh Shai's feet. And Yahweh Shai is gonna break inheritance with his men. All right, and we're gonna rule over the heathen, man, and set up righteousness on this planet Earth. Lord will not be a part of that elect. It says, Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. And we're going through that process right now. All right, putting on the yokes of wisdom and being instructed by the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Serve the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai with fear and rejoice with trembling. All right, that goes into Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, because the elect are the only ones that's going to be stable through the tearing down of this kingdom. All right, and then it says, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Verse 12 to close out, it says, Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and he perish from the way. When his wrath is kindled but a little, blessed are all they that put their trust in him. So our trust should be in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, as we know that he is not a false balance. And he's the one that's executing this wicked and evil plan on the left-hand side to ultimately constitute the glory and the ushering in of righteousness on the right-hand side. All right, so all of this is playing out and working out for our goods. That's why we're being chastened. That's why we're going through the chastenings of the Lord. The Lord is causing us to be corrected, while also that chastening is also serving to cause us to hate our lives here. Proverbs 3:11, it says, My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father, the son in whom he delighteth. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. And we just read in Psalms 2, those would be the kings, all right? Those kings that are underneath the King of Kings, which is Yahweh Shai. So all of this is coming together, man. All right, and like I said, to hate your lives here on this side is going to play into you not willing to take that. Is playing. Salaki, running over my words. You hating your lives on this side is playing into you not taking the mark, man. Not bowing the knee to the image of Baal, because the only reason why one would take that is to forward your life here, to forward your your life and your existence here, man. To not pretty much be cast out by this devil, but your loyalty and your fear should be in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Remember what Ezra said. He began to praise those who stood so stiffly, roughly paraphrasing, for the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and didn't bow the knee, didn't conform to this beast system, man. All right, and basically got down for their crown, man, and were faithful unto death. All right, so that's the mentality you should be carrying as it pertains to these times that we're in. As this devil begins to implement his system, right, and come down with great wrath, you should understand what the mission is, man, and be prepared to be faithful unto death, not to hate your life here, man, to not bow the knee no matter what it looks like, no matter what temptations that this devil throws upon you, man. That's why you got to count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, man, because that's the Lord trying and refining you. All right, and making that man more precious than fine gold, man. So keep enduring and keep the faith. All right, realize and understand what the mission is and what you're a part of. Or continue to pray and seek Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai while you still can. All right, and just continue to fight the good fight of faith. So Lord will, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to my power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Kakodash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, great millstone, who do teach and rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the elect scattered abroad. Abad Babal. Shalom.